Okay, in this video, we're going to take a look at the Compass Counseling Services website. So to start off, we'll show you how to log in. You'll add /wp-admin to the URL, and you will get to a login page where you'll put in your username and password. You'll log in, and once you get here, you'll be in the back end of the site, and you can find everything that you need. So how I'm going to show you in this video what to do, we'll just go down the list of the items in this black dashboard that are pertinent to your website. So we'll start at the top, move down, and I will go through which ones are in use and things that you should be aware of. So I'm just going to keep a tab open with the front end of the site so that we can see what it looks like and see any changes or edits we make, and we'll just go ahead and jump right in. Under updates, this is plugins and your WordPress theme. We actually update and take care of any updates or edits to this on an ongoing basis for all of our sites. So we regularly go through and take care of these. Nothing you need to worry about here if you don't want to. Posts would be if you were going to utilize some sort of blog feature on your site, which you're not doing. So we'll just skip over this for now, and if you decide you want to write some blog posts, you can let us know and we'll get this set up for you. Just reach out and let us know if you'd like help with that. I'm going to skip over this here, and we're going to go straight to the media library. This is where all your images and any documents or PDFs would be housed. So to add media, you can usually do that anywhere through the site that you need to. But if you want to do it through this media tab here, so for instance, you can add it on a particular page or on a particular provider, so on and so forth. But if you want to add media here, you can click add new here or add new here, and then you can either drag files or select files to upload here. Once they're uploaded, you can select the images, and you can there's a URL for each file. So this is helpful for a PDF. If you want to grab the URL, then you can send this to a client or send this to whomever might need it. And this will be the URL that is attached to this particular media item. So you can also, through here, edit the image, so you can crop and reorient the image if you'd like. Any of those type of things, and you would just click save if you make any edits. And so you can kind of go through whatever images you would need to edit. And yeah, so this is where PDFs or documents would go as well. Moving on, we'll take a look at forms. So this is your contact form, and we'll just show you how to update the fields on this form. So basically, you've got fields over here that you can drag into place over here. So let's say you want to make this form a little bit more complex, add more elements to it. You can go to add fields. You can use standard fields or you can use advanced fields, and you can drag whatever field you need and place it wherever you need to place it. Once it's placed, if you want to make it required, you just select the field you're working on and scroll down and click required. You can edit the field label here. If I want to get rid of it, I'll just delete it here. And then once you make any changes, you'll just be sure to click Save Form. So you've got address, phone number, email, file upload, list. You can do, under standard fields, you can do a single line text or a paragraph text, and then add presenting concern or whatever under the field label right here. You can do checkboxes, radio buttons, any of that kind of thing. And once you add those, then you can also edit the choices once they're clicked on. So you can click Edit Choices. You can edit the choices here. So it's pretty intuitive, but if you run into questions, you can, of course, let us know. Then for your form, you can find the entries to your form here. So we'll leave, and we don't need to save our changes. And all your form entries are going to be right here. So you can view them here, or if you're curious and wondering if they're making it their way to your inbox, you can double check through here. Also, something important to note would be that you can hover over your form under settings and look for the notifications, and just make sure that the notifications are going to the right place. And if you need to change this out, you can change this to whatever email this needs to be, or you can add multiple separated by a comma. Additionally, you want to just keep this from email, something that shares the URL or domain of your website. This doesn't really matter. We just usually use no reply, but it just needs to come from ozarkscompass.com. So if you want to create a new form, you would just click New Form here, and you would just drag and drop the fields as needed, and then go to the settings and adjust the notification and make sure that it was set to the right person. So if you want to make a more thorough form or a form for an event or something like that, this is where that would be housed. Then once you're ready to add it to a page, you'll take a look at the page and I'll show you how to do that. That's the overview of forms. So we'll go ahead and leave here and look at pages. So under pages, we have all of your individual therapists' pages, as well as your services page, referrals, all of that, and the home page. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the home page. So let's take a look at what's located on the home page. There's not a ton here, and it's very simple, straightforward, which is great for clients and people looking for you to just have a clear overview of what is on your website. So the header of the site and this menu and this stuff up here, and then the footer of the site and this stuff down here, the stuff that appears on every single page of the site is not going to be edited through Pages. It'll be edited elsewhere. So it looks like at some point we had other items here, and you can see that they're kind of grayed out, meaning we don't have them in place right now. So it looks like this page group is all that you're using. So we've got the ready to help and the form. So if I decollapse, you can see there's an arrow here, so I can click to toggle here, or I can just select anywhere in the blue. And you've got this information here, which is on the left-hand side of this section here. So if you need to edit any of this information, you'll just come in and type it. You can type it in a Word document, you can type it somewhere else if you'd like, and then paste it here. Basically, this works like any sort of Word document. You can add an image, you can bold or italicize, bullet or number a list, you can align it whatever direction you'd like, you can hyperlink things. And then the form is added here through shortcode. So this is the form that we had, and that's just added through add form right here. And you would select the form, and you can either display the title or not and click insert form when you're ready. And so that's really all the information you have on the homepage right now. It looks like at one point we had this sort of welcome and services item, but assuming that was requested to be removed. And if you wanted to bring it back, you would just click this little eyeball and it will make it reappear. Anytime you make edits or adjustments, you'll want to just come over here and click update. And then if I scrolled, you saw I scrolled all the way down. So all the way down here, you get to the top part of your website. So this is the part that's right here. So again, the text that's here can be edited right here and works the same way as what I showed you over here. So you can type this somewhere else and paste it. You can change the size of the text here. And this is hyperlinked, so it's linking to your referrals page, and then it's formatted as a button so that it will appear as a button. And then you've got this featured image down here. And so if you ever wanted to change that out, all I did was click on it. And then you can select any image from over here, or you can upload a file and choose a new image to put there. This can be changed as much as you need and just edited by typing right here. And again, if you make any changes, you would just come over here and click update. So I also want to go through and look at the other pages that are in use so that you know how to make edits to those pages. Services is a good one for us to look at, and we can see on the services page that we've got these different little boxes here and a little bit of content up top. And so you'll see that this is collapsed again. So I'm going to click so we can uncollapse it. Then you've got services we provide right here. And then you've got all of these icon graphics. They're not utilizing a graphic, but that's what they're called. And so these are also can be decollapsed. And they can be dragged and rearranged if you want to rearrange the order. This is using the same type of written functionality that the other parts of the pages that we were looking at are using. And so you can just edit these however you need. And once you're done, just make sure you click update. And so these can just be dragged in the order that you want them to be in. And you can add additional or remove additional by clicking add or remove row. Or you can click add icon down here and that'll add another row for you. Again, just click update if you make any changes. Back over here to pages, I want to look at providers. So on the providers page, we have this little section. And we're just actually using a short code here, and so there's nothing you actually need to worry about here. We're actually going to look at the providers over here in just a moment. So we'll just move on to the next. Looks like under referrals, there's just text here. So you can just update that as needed. And I think the same goes for, let's see, locations is just links down to your footer, so nothing you need to do there. Employment, you've got some buttons here, and then the client dashboard, you've also got some buttons here. So this is just going to be text editing like you would do on any of the other parts of the site. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to add a new page if you wanted to add a new page. So I'm going to click Add New, and then I'm going to give the page a title. Then I'm going to click Add Content Section. Now, if I want to add those like icon rows that we were looking at earlier, I would choose icon row. But if I just want a regular standard page section, I'm going to click Standard Page Section. And then I'm going to type my information here. I maybe want to center it. I want it to be large. So now let's say I want to hyperlink this text. Click this button here, and I'll put my link here that I want, or I can click Edit and I can select any link from the site. And I can also make it open in a new tab if I would like. And you can format it as a button. I can change the background color of a section like that. And let's go ahead and publish the page and see what it looks like. So up here I have the permalink or the URL for the site. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it in a new tab so that we can see what it looks like. So there you have it. There's your page. Let's say you wanted to add an image. You can do that by clicking wherever your cursor is. You can add media, select your media. Let's say I want to make it a little smaller. Let's say I want to add, well, we don't want that. Let's say I want to add a PDF file. So I showed you earlier, you'll go to Add Media, get your document, copy the URL, and then I'm going to paste the URL here. Or if you want to remove it, you can remove it. Also, I think if you highlight it and just hit Command V, it will do it for you as well. And then let's say I want to make this a button, format it as a button. If I want to add my form, I can go ahead and click Add Form, select Form. I don't need the title or description, and insert it right there. So I think that's mostly everything. I mean, that's really what you would need to utilize in creating a new page. Once the page is created, you can add it to the menu, and I will show you how to do that momentarily. Also, let's go back to the home page and show you how to add a page section to the home page. So let's say you want to add an additional page section besides the two that you have. You would just click Add Content Section. Again, you choose which type of content section. Just going to choose Standard. You would do the exact same thing we just did, add your content here, and then click Update. And then you can drag and drop this to go wherever you'd like it to go. You can also change the width of the section so that it can be a 50% width section, and you can add two side-by-side sections that way, if that makes sense. So the two sections over here would be 50% sections. Actually, it looks like, I think what you would actually want to do, so let's go ahead and remove layout. I think you would want to add, let's see. We want to add a new page group, actually. So we would add content down here. And then you'd have a third page group because you've got this, the reason this is in a page group is because it has this white background. So it's not going to look right if you add a page section within that area, or it would look fine. You could do it either way. I think it would work either way. So I'll add a content section. I'll show you. It's taking a minute to publish. And then I'll go to the home page and I'll refresh it so we can see what it looks like. There you go. So there's some more information. And if I want to, I can change out the background of this section. Let's update it and see how it looks. And there I've got a section that looks different than the other section. So if I want to change the background to gray, or I can put an image in the background if I'd like. So if I wanted to choose something like this, choose something like this. And then let's say we want to make this text white. I'm going to go format, white text. Let's update that and see how it looks. Taking a minute again. My internet's kind of running slow here. There you go. So obviously it doesn't look great because you have this image back here on the footer, but if you wanted to add this type of section, that's how you would do it. So you've got these different tabs under background, so you can add the image, you can change the color, all of that. Spacing, you can play around with any of it that you want, but I think those are the main things. So let's go ahead and remove this whole layout because we don't want it. And I'll click update. And so then if you were to add in another section within that second page group, it would just be within this white section, and I don't know if you would want that. Whereas if you wanted to add a little blurb down here, that might make more sense. So just wanted to make sure you saw how to do that. If you run into questions or you can't quite figure it out, always feel free to let us know. I don't think you're using Food Gallery. No, so this would be like if you had a gallery of images, which I don't think you're probably going to use. So under providers, this is where you can add and remove your providers. So we'll just click into one to see what it looks like. Basically, it's pretty intuitive. You'll add the name here. You'll add whatever information you have here, and then you've got your fields down here. So your short name and the email. And then you'll click to add the featured image over here. And so this is going to just auto-populate both this page and then this page as well. So there's nothing you need to do there. Let me make sure that's correct. Yeah, you only need to do it right here. I just want to make sure that was correct. So you'll just add their name, fill in the spaces that are labeled appropriately. So you'll add the items here, their bio here, email, short name, meaning the name that's going to appear on this page, this provider's page. Meet Adam. It's this name that's going to appear in that button. And then the image is down here. You'll upload files if you want to upload new files. Anytime you make a change, you'll just click update. If you want to reorder them, you should just be able to drag and drop them from here, drag them and rearrange them here like this. If you want to delete them, you can click trash here, and they'll end up in a trash folder up here where you can restore them or delete them permanently. If you want to add new, you can click add new here or add new here. Moving on down, I'm going to skip over a few things and go to appearance. Under appearance, you'll want to know how to use widgets and menus. Under widgets, this is going to be your header and footer of the site, which we talked about are the parts of the site that appear on every page, this very top and very bottom section. So you've got your image, which is your logo, so you can choose and upload a new logo if you ever find that you want to change out your logo. And the link will probably always stay the same because that's just linking back to the home page. The menu is not actually edited here, so nothing you need to do there. Then in the footer, we have a visual editor with the map, and then a visual editor with this information here. So this is typed and then hyperlinked to Google Maps. The telephone is hyperlinked so that you can click it from a smartphone. This is all edited the same way in which I've showed you already, and you'll just click save in the bottom right when you're done. And here's your Branson office, same idea. And then I think that's it. That's all you've got in the footer. So these, you've got your map and then these two offices. And so if any of that information changes, that's where that would be located. And so then if you ever want to update the menu on the site, this is where you'll head to menus. And like I mentioned before, if I create a new page, then this is where I would add it. So we added this new page earlier. I'm going to go ahead and click add to menu, and it's going to show up over here in this menu. Then I can drag and rearrange wherever I would want this to go. I can make it a sub-menu item if I'd like, and I can relabel it if I want to and give it a different title. Then I'll click Save Menu. I can also remove it, which is what I'm going to do since we don't actually want to keep it. And so if you want to edit any of the labels here, or if you want to drag or rearrange these in any way, or add additional items, this is where that will all be located. Moving on, plugins, this is what runs your site. So if there's plugins you want to add to your site, this is where you would do that. If you have questions about that, please let us know. Under users, this is where you're going to have your admin account. And so you can click in and update your password here, or you can add new users here so that you can create an admin account for a new user if you want more people to be able to utilize your website. This is all pretty intuitive, so I'm not going to walk totally through it because it also shows our password, which I want to try to avoid. Okay, I don't think we're using much else here. Let me just make sure. Yeah, so it looks like we've got, let me just be sure. I don't think Slider Revolution is being used anywhere. It is not. And we are using Mappress to have your locations, I believe. Let me double check. So I have your compass locations here, Springfield and Branson. So if these ever change, you can come in and click in here, change out the address, and make sure that you've got the right address in here. Let me see here. So you would do that by searching for the new location. So you would type in the address up here, click add to map, and it's going to show up over here. And so then if you didn't want to use this one anymore, you would just delete it. So if you run into any questions about that, just let us know. But that is pretty much everything on your site. Anything else in use is just running and keeping your site working and doesn't need to be explained in order for you to be able to make edits or adjustments. So if you run into any questions, please let us know. Don't hesitate to reach out, but this should get you a really great start to making edits and updates to your site.